Good morning, everybody. This is Lynda Cromar. I'm coming to you from Colorado. Wanted to share with you, this is the Divi code that is in our Power blog. And as you can see, I actually have share buttons right here. And you can actually put these on your blog, either on the top or the bottom. You're going to have to manually add them at this point, but I'm quite sure that our very very cool people that created this blog in the first place are going to do this for us eventually. But to keep us going, because we're still in kind of beta mode for this new blog, I wanted to share with you how I added some ad buttons onto my blog. Very attractive and easy to put on here. I had to do a little searching to find it, but it's worth it to do it. Now this works if you use the actual this works if you actually use the what you call it, the builder, instead of doing it just from the WordPress regular editor, which is the default editor. So I'm going to add a new blog post. I'm going to pretend I'm putting one together. I'm not going to do it. So this is just going to be something I'll delete later. But I'm going to do test, and then I'm going to use Divi Builder. Now I already have some things in here already, but I'm going to start from scratch just so you can see how it looks. So you have, when you start the Divi Builder, you have one column. You can either come over here and come from the library, or you can start a brand new library item by starting it from something here like this. So what I'm going to do first is I'm going to add several columns just so that I have what I need. And then when you have all these columns, you're going to have these columns are actually with just one column. It does not have anything extra special. If you want to do that, you have to do that through. Go to the tutorials, they'll explain that. But what I'm going to do is actually set this up so that I don't have to keep on changing it over and over and over again on every single blog post. So I'm going to go in here. I'm going to make this one column. So now it's one column. And then I'm going to change this first piece to code. And the reason why you want code is because you want to be able to put those little plus. Remember I showed you, you want to be able to put these buttons on the bottom and the top. Actually, I'm going to put it on both top and bottom because they look nice and they're not very obtrusive. So I'm going to go back to, where's my ad? Okay, add. So now I've got an empty place to put code. Now I'm going to give you the link and the code because it's pretty simple. You can add more buttons if you want to. For this tutorial, I'm just going to have it that if you want other places where you can go, it has a drop-down menu. So it's going to be very clean and very simple. It has a Facebook, a Twitter, and a Google+. And I'm going to go ahead, and the first thing you do is I'm going to give you this website, but it's at add-to-any.com/buttons/for website, because we don't want to say for blog, because then it gives us that you can go and get plugins, which we don't have access to in this blog. So I'm going to get the code, and then I'm going to copy the code, and I'm going to come back here to my ad, and I'm going to add this. The reason why I'm going to do it this way is because I want this to be something that stays the same. Now I'm going to come to the bottom, and I'm going to do it again on this one, and I'm going to add this code on the bottom as well. So now I've got my code in there, and that means I'm going to have my plus buttons, so that I can actually work with this any way I want. Now, the rest of these modules can be anything you want them to be. I like to start out with a picture. So I'm going to make this an image. And I'm not going to finish this right now. I'm just going to put this in there so that we know what it is. And then you want some text, so this one needs to be text. Now you can change the modules to anything you want, but right now I'm going to just change it to text so that I have where that belongs. And I don't need right now to put the text in there. Right now I'm actually going to create something for my library. So this is what this is important for. So I'm going to actually add a couple more. I need 1, 2, 3. I need 3 more. So this one is going to be text again. And that's just how I lay mine out. You can lay yours out any way you want. And again, I'm not going to put any content in there at this point. I'm just going to get it started. So this is text. This is going to be an image. And this is going to be an empty one. It doesn't have anything in it yet. It's not formatted. And this is a text again. I'm going to need one more after this. Oops. So I'm going to add one more. And then these are going to be where you can add. So I wanted that to be text. And it automatically lets you start editing, but I'm not going to edit at this point. So I'm going to add one more image, and I'll show you where it's going to go and what it's going to look like in a minute. So I'm going to add the image. Now, before I do anything else so that it is not formatted, I am going to save this to my library. And I'm going to say this is my layout with share buttons. Okay, so now this is saved as a library item. I can go back and use it over and over again. The code is already in there, so I don't have to change that. But I'm going to put one image in there just so I can save it and share with you what it looks like. And I'm going to just put anything in there because this is a test. It's not the finished product. And so I'm going to show you what this looks like. So we're going to save that draft so that you can see it. It doesn't have a title, so yeah, it does have a title, so we can save it and we can look at it. And it's going to show a photo, and it's going to show those share buttons are going to be in there, so if it worked the way it's supposed to. So obviously I'm just starting out with this too, so there's my share buttons. And there is the first item that I put in there. Of course, I don't have any more blog posts than that. I already have this set up. This is something you can do in your setup. It's a plugin that they've put in there for us. So I have my 2 share buttons, which I can share. If I were to share this now, it would let me take it over to Twitter. It would see, it's coming up to my post. And what's also nice about this is not only is this going to share for you, it gives you a convenience of being able to share to these places for yourself, which I recommend as part of your blogging is always get it out in front of eyes, because just blogging alone is not going to do it. But you also are able to share this and then others can share easily because the share buttons are there. So now we have our share buttons, and we can create any blog post, and those will automatically be in there as long as we do this one thing. So I'm going to go back and show you where I got it. So if I load from library, if you go to add to library, you will see my new one right here, layout with share buttons. And you would just load that, and every single time you start a new blog post, you go and put in your special layout. Now you can just have the share buttons and nothing else if you want to, and that way I think you can actually lay out this and the other one. Now I'm going to actually put some of the formatting into this one. I'm going to edit this one, and so I think I can edit it, or I can delete it and redo it. And by doing so, I will be able to have all of my old blogs have this. So I'm going to have probably edit this, and I'm not sure if that edits any of my old content. It may or may not, but that's probably what I'm going to do. But in the case for you, you would simply load this, and when you load this, it brings up your code, and the code is already in there, and you can leave it alone because that will give you those share buttons that are on the top, and that's what you want. I hope that makes sense to you. You can ask questions underneath this video. Please don't send me any private messages. If you are invited by other people to your Power Lead system, you need to either come to this group and get your questions answered, or ask the person that invited you. And also, you can, if you have found that you are an orphan and you are no longer connected with somebody that is active in this group, you are welcome to come and ask me and join Power Lead System, but only if you are an orphan, not if you have been invited by someone else. I hope that helps, and I'll be talking with you later. I will be sharing other possible things that you can do to build your business in this new blog, the Power Lead Systems blog, which is called Power Blog. And right now the Divi system is the best one they have in there as far as themes go, so I'm using that one. I hope that helps. I'll be talking with you probably tomorrow. I'll be doing a lot of tutorials on this. Bye for now.